Donald Trump's first speech as our former president included some of the same false claims that inspired the deadly assault on the Capitol, and he expressed no remorse. Instead, he used yesterday's 90-minute address at the Conservative Political Action Conference to attack his political enemies, including fellow Republicans. As Ed O'Keefe reports, Mr. Trump also laid out his plans to continue leading the party.
Do you miss me yet? Do you miss me?
Even out of the White House, former President Trump is shaking up politics.
We all knew that the Biden administration was going to be bad, but none of us even imagined just how bad they would be and how far left they would go.
While former President Obama often spoke out about Trump after leaving office, Trump's desire to stay engaged in the political spotlight is unprecedented. After all, we've never had a one-term, twice-impeached former president leave office with an unusually large political following. And while he said he has no intention of officially splitting up the GOP,
we have the Republican Party. It's going to unite and be stronger than ever before.
Trump highlighted the rift in the party by taking time to call out by name more than a dozen Republican lawmakers who either voted to impeach or convict him last month for inciting the riot at the Capitol.
Of course, the warmonger, a person that loves seeing our troops fighting, Liz Cheney.
Polls show a majority of Republicans would support a Trump 2024 campaign, even as he remains the subject of multiple criminal investigations. So if he doesn't run in 2024, more than a dozen other Republicans are making preparations, and several spoke at CPAC.
COVID didn't crush the economy. Government crushed the economy.
I hear President Biden saying, America's back. Back to what?
But speakers mostly embraced the Trump legacy.
I hope on January 20th, 2025, he is once again the leader of our great country.
The conference also included the former president and many other activists discussing unsubstantiated claims of election interference. Those conversations came as more than 40 states are now considering Republican proposals to change election laws. Most would limit the number of early voting days and hours or put in place stricter voter ID rules for absentee ballots. Gayle.
Ed, I hadn't thought about it the way you phrased it, a one-term, twice-impeached president. Well, he's certainly that, and the former president flirted with the idea of a 2024 White House run many times in his speech, but he didn't just come out and say he was going to run. Why do you think he didn't do that?
Well, aides tell me that legally and from a fundraising standpoint, he can't do all this other work he wants to do for Republicans if he's an officially declared candidate himself. So he may want to run again. We'll see. But first, he wants to continue being a kingmaker. Besides, Gayle, we know he enjoys keeping everyone on his toes.
Yes.
Or on our toes.
Yes.
So for now, he's going to keep us in suspense.
All of the above. The crowd was certainly glad to see him yesterday. Thank you very much, Ed, the crowd in the room.